Hi, good morning, friends. Today I am going to explain to you about the blackboard testing techniques. The previous session I explained about the testing methodologies. What is the purpose of testing methodologies? What is whiteboard testing? What is blackboard testing? Gray box testing. Now, in this session, I am going to focus on blackboard testing techniques, not whiteboard testing techniques. Because as a test engineer, we are not going to use the whiteboard testing techniques. We work on the blackboard testing techniques only. So every test engineer should have the idea about the blackboard testing techniques. So as a testing point of view, I am going to explain to you about blackboard testing techniques. Now, first of all, what is whiteboard blackboard testing? So blackboard testing other name is closed box testing. Closed box testing. Without using any programming knowledge, without using any programming knowledge, validating application based on user requirements is called black box testing. Without using any programming knowledge, validating application based on user specifications is called black box testing. That means front-end pages, Windows, by operating we are going to test it is. Who is going to use this kind of techniques? In general, separate testing team will use blackboard testing techniques to derive optimal test cases. To derive optimal test cases. What are the techniques are there? One is boundary value analysis. Second one is equivalence class partition. Third one is error guessing. Fourth one is decision table or cause effect table. Fifth one is state transition coverage. These are the five blackboard testing techniques are there. In these first three are the important things. Boundary value analysis, equivalence class partition, then error guessing. Okay. In this session, I am going to cover these three: boundary analysis, equivalence class partition, error guessing. Next session, I am going to explain about the decision table, state transition coverage. Okay. First one, boundary value analysis. What is this boundary value analysis? When we are going to use this technique, so this technique used to validate input condition in terms of range or size. Whenever you want to validate the input condition in terms of range or size, we can go for the boundary value analysis. What this technique says that there will be three possible conditions at each boundary level to validate. There will be three possible conditions at each boundary level to validate. Possible conditions are minimum, maximum, minimum minus 1, maximum minus 1, minimum plus 1, maximum plus 1. Now the three possible conditions are there. Minimum, maximum, minimum minus 1, maximum minus 1, minimum plus 1, maximum plus 1. Okay. Why only these values? Because in general, developers may commit the mistakes in and around the boundary conditions. Suppose I have the one name edit box is there. This name edit box should allow 4 to 16 characters. This is the requirements are saying like this. 4 to 16 characters. Now developer would add some program around if 4 less than equal to string size. Okay. String size less than equal to 16. Then accept it is. Else error message should pop up. Like this, developers are going to write. Now, what we can do here, using this minimum, minimum minus 1, minimum plus 1, using this set of values, we are going to examine straight away this expression is correct or not by giving the inputs to the your name edit box. How it responds based on that we are going to confirm. Similar way, maximum, maximum minus 1, maximum plus 1 is there, which are used to check the this expression. Change to check the this expression. Now, okay, so that's the reason now why we have to go for this values only means in general there is a high possibility of the errors in and around the boundary conditions. Now, it has, if you observe the source code of the any application, the most of the time programmers are committed mistakes while specification of the boundary conditions such as this operators type they are going to the mistakes. Those to identify this boundary by analysis is sufficient. Okay, there's a boundary analysis. But we have some disadvantages when we go for the boundary analysis. What are the disadvantages? Means we can use the boundary values and their adjacent values only. Middle values are not possible to use to test the input condition. If suppose 4 is one boundary means which values we can use? 4. Adjacent values 3, 5. 16 is another boundary level 16. 15, 17, like this. Boundary values and their silver. Middle values nowhere we are going to use to test. That is one limitation. The another limitation here, another limitation. So with this technique, data type is not possible. I want to check that alphanumeric special characters, which it allows you want to test, that is not possible when you go for the boundary analysis. So that's the reason I say that this technique says there will be 3 possible conditions at each one level to validate. This technique used to validate input condition in terms of range or size. The one we have to prefer it is. Second one, the equivalence class partition. Error equivalence class partition, ECP or equivalence partition also are going to call. So this technique says divide test data into equivalent classes in terms of valid and invalid, then take some sample data from each class to validate. So this technique says that divide test data into equivalent classes, 2 classes. One is valid, other one is invalid. Okay. Now, which data it should accept that you have to take under valid class. Which data it should not accept as per the requirements in valid class. So what we have to do testing here, you take some values from the valid class. So, okay, how application response, accepting or not, basically we are going to confirm. Same way, if you give some invalid data, okay, invalid data. So if it's not accepted or how it is responding, we have to check it is. So this way we go for the equivalence class partition. So verify name edit box allows alphanumeric only. Verify name edit box allows alphanumeric only. Verified name edit box allows alphanumeric only. This type of scenario. If this is the scenario is there, so we have to divide the test data into equivalent classes. Like this. One is valid class, other one is invalid class. So here, what are the valid here? Alphanumeric they said. We can go for the A to Z uppercase, A to Z lowercase. Not only that, we have the alphanumeric they said 0 to 9 also. So that means here, if I go for this combination of values, any combination if I take, if I enter, it should accept. What are the invalid class here? Now understand what 0 to 9 also comes a valid class. So what is the invalid here? All special characters. Blank also invalid. If requirements are saying that if the field is mandatory. Okay. So now this 0 to 9, A to Z uppercase, A to Z lowercase, then 0 to 9 also. This category comes under valid class. If you take these values, any combination of values, if you enter, it should accept. This is a where we go for the bound equivalence class partition technique. Next, third one is error guessing. What is this error guessing? It is an experience-based technique. Name itself says error. You have to guess based on that we have to go for test cases. Experience-based technique. There's no rules for this. How we can derive the test cases related to error guessing is based on your previous experience. So that is the based on functional knowledge. Based on functional knowledge, test engineer can identify possible test cases related to error guessing. Based on functionality knowledge, test engineer can identify possible test cases related to error guessing. Example I given, if I have the registration form, so whatever value given in the password field, same value we have to give in the retype password. But I may given different values. I given here password as some value like this, no? Online at 123. Retype password I given 123 at online. So data type even that is matching here, it should not accept. Why it should not accept? Because password retype should be same values it should be accept. That's the reason. But this type of things you can check with help of the error guessing. Okay, that is the session which we have today. So next session I'm going to explain the other blackboard testing techniques, which are those we have the state transition coverage, addition table coverage, those things. Thank you. Bye.